we're recording now. I'm just going to close my window so we don't get random screams from fucking uni students.
Nice.
Everyone moved in yet. Well, sorry, half the people moved in yesterday, half of them moving in today.
Oh, of course, right.
Yeah.
So you're in that awkward bit where it's just lots of people moving about, unsure as to what's going on everywhere.
Yeah.
Nice. What is your like handle? Or is it Rook?
Rook. Like the chess piece.
Okay, cool. Rook.
Alright, I'm just gonna put myself on push to talk. Right, should we go? Right.
It's been like 3 weeks since I've done a cast.
It's alright, don't worry. I've casted with new people
good.
recently, it's fine. And if you've casted before, that's probably good enough.
Yeah. I might be talking about things that are in meta from like a month ago. Just like
this is from the start.
I'm on 5. Oh, okay, right. That should be good then.
Right, sweet. 3, 2. I'll intro. And I'll say this is IG versus JDG round 1 LPL Regional qualifier. And joining me is, do I call you Sarge or the Sarge?
The Sarge as the intro, but then just Sarge throughout. Yeah, the rest of things fine.
Right, 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone and welcome. Oh, actually. Hello everyone and welcome to IG versus JDG round 1 LPL Regional qualifier. I am Rook and I'm joined by the Sarge. We've got quite a good game on our hands, don't we?
It's going to be an interesting one. The regional qualifiers are always tight. IG and JDG have come through the regular season with a good record, now facing each other here, and we are straight into picks and bans. No messing about. We have already Yuumi, Gragas, Silas taken off the table, as well as Zaya, a Tarm, Kench, and a Kiana, and a Kai'Sa being hovered first for JDG, who are on blue side.
Yeah, I mean, Kai'Sa's obviously very strong, especially in the hands of a well-known AD carry like him, so not surprising to see that get picked up early. I really like the Kiana ban. Rookie, well, we know him as a world-class mid laner, so it's not surprising to see Kiana, which is a very strong champion, get taken away early on from them here.
The amount of burst potential that champion actually has in lane with very easy to set up combos, and the impact she can have in team fights as well makes her a very versatile assassin. So taking that away from Rookie is good, but another versatile assassin slipped through the draft. That will be an Akali picked up for Invictus Gaming, and this could be flexed around. We've seen it in the top lane a little bit. We have seen it primarily in the mid lane, but in the hands of either the Shy or Rookie, it is going to be a very potent threat. A lot of pressure, especially when paired up with such an impactful early game jungler like the Jarvan we've just seen locked in for Leon.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I mean, I'd be pretty terrified about this jungle pick for Leon. Leon has come in, replaced Ning, and it's actually been very impressive on this IG lineup. So definitely excited to see how the Jarvan is going to impact these early lanes and get players like Rookie and the Shy ahead. And once these fantastically monstrous solo lanes get ahead, well, you're going to have a bad time.
You're going to have a bad time indeed, but it's going to be interesting to see how JD Gaming managed to use the counter pick option, because they have the information that the Akali is already out there. Now, the Karma has been picked up, and that could be a potential move up into the mid lane against this Karma. We've seen her go all around the map with a variety of builds, but the Kindred is a bit of an interesting one. Not a pick we've really seen in Europe too much, but has a lot of potential to pop off and can use some clutch ultimates with that Lamb's Respite to keep team members alive in these fights and come out on top. So between the Kindred and the Karma, there's a lot of shielding, there's a lot of sustain there already. JD Gaming might be looking for these big 5v5 team fights where they can hope to out-sustain and outlast the burst of Invictus.
Yeah, especially because JDG are well known for taking, LPL as a region taking these very extended team fights. We see the Renekton get banned away alongside Clay. I really like the Renekton ban because obviously that is another flex pick. So we could have Akali, you could have Renekton picked up and it either goes top lane or mid lane currently. So definitely a pick to keep an eye on. The Mordekaiser interestingly get taken away. Again, not something we've seen more widely internationally, but presumably a pick here in the LPL. And IG pretty scared of it. Don't want to get their solo carries picked off and taken out of the fight like that.
Yeah, LPL have been favouring this champion a lot up towards the top lane, I believe. The potency he has in these 1v1s means you can more or less leave your top lane alone, invest all of those jungle resources into the mid lane, into the bot lane, and really get those lanes snowballing ahead without having to worry about the Mordekaiser too much. But that will leave the Aatrox slipping through. This is a pick we do see hotly contested in Europe, so it's going to be nice to see it actually played a little bit over in the LPL. And Gnar is being hovered against it. If this is locked in, it would suggest the Karma for the side of JD Gaming is moving towards the support role to buff up that Kai'Sa, but we could still see a last-minute pivot. He's not amazingly good in the 1v1 against the Aatrox, but does scale well into the late game as a split pusher, and also has a big impact in these team fights with the Mega Gnar and that ultimate, which looks very much to be what JD Gaming's style is at the minute. Now, they need a mid laner here. We're going to assume that the Shy will be playing the Aatrox, and Akali will be going to Rookie in the mid lane. So there's a lot of options open to JD Gaming, but it's going to have to be what they want to try and pick. Something safe like a Lysandra might even rise in priority.
Fiddlesticks getting picked up here.
Okay.
Is that a Karma
that's...
mid then? I assume so. In the Fiddlesticks support, I can't imagine a Fiddlesticks mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty sure that the Karma was going to be going on to support role, but with that Fiddlesticks flex, I imagine that the Karma will instead be staying in for mid lane. The Fiddlesticks support, like we say, but with a Nautilus picked up, that is a lot of engage. Fiddlesticks is very, very squishy down in this bot lane, and between Baolan and Jackalo's engage potential with the Nautilus and the Ezreal, we could be seeing a lot of blood in the water early on down towards this bottom side of the map, especially, like we said, if Leon wants to go and get involved, it's going to be a very difficult lane for JD Gaming to try and navigate there.
Indeed it will be. I mean, Jackie Love, well known for this Ezreal, very strong pick for them, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them try and take control of this lane early, especially, as you said, with Baolan. Imp definitely looking more towards that late game with the Kai'Sa, well, more towards the mid game when they've hit that 2-item, 3-item power spikes, and then they start getting a lot stronger, I'd argue, than this Ezreal. There is also the lull, depending on when they pick up the tier, whether they presumably go to pick it up early, which is an opportunity,
Yeah.
but that really does require your jungler to come down and put a lot of pressure on, because there's no way, I feel, that Kai'Sa Fiddlesticks are going to be able to engage properly and take a good fight against Ezreal Nautilus.
Especially seeing as the Kindred on the side of JD Gaming, you wouldn't expect to be doing a great amount of work early. She's going to be wanting to be farm up a little bit, get some of those items before she can start getting involved too much. So the lanes of JD Gaming are going to be a little bit isolated, but if we look in terms of scaling, I do think it goes over to the side of JD Gaming. We talked already briefly about how LPL is known for these big team fights, for 5v5 brawls, and it's very clear to see that that's what JD Gaming have gone for. They've got the Kindred, they've got the Karma, they've got the Gnar ultimate, and the Fiddlesticks as well. All of these big AoE ultimates that can be used to help a team out. Whereas Invictus Gaming, they're going for a bit scrappier style, something we're a bit more accustomed to over in Europe via Akali, the Aatrox, two really strong solo laners wanting to find an advantage and snowball through their own lanes with a strong early game jungler to support them, and a poke engage bot lane style is going to be shoring up that side of a map. So two very different styles that the teams are going to be playing towards. It's going to be interesting to see how they clash and work around each other.
Yeah, and going back to this, I really like the Ezreal for Jackie Love. There are going to be very few resources actually going towards him. This is a hard engage comp for the rest of it. So giving him the Ezreal where he can be relatively safe, where he's got a lot of comfort, especially with the cleanse, where it's going to be even harder to get onto him, Jackie Love should be in a relatively safe position.
Definitely should. And the amount of disengage that you have in the bot lane as well between the Nautilus and the Ezreal, if you ever do get Kai'Sa stepping forward, trying to take a fight to Jackie Love, or Mao getting too aggressive on this Fiddlesticks, the amount of CC that Nautilus has to just pin you down in place and stop you from moving, while Jackie Love's kites back with that Arcane Shift, with the cleanse as well, looking to play very defensively and wait for some assistance before they make any plays, or simply scale up and try and wait for some bigger skirmishes around the map to happen.
Indeed. So we're going to see the jungler starting on the opposite sides. Going to see Kindred actually going straight towards Krugs here, looking to try and clear out their entire bot side jungle. Potentially looking to put pressure towards this mid lane is what I'd say, but Yagao on this Karma is often looking to push up, especially with this Rage to melee matchup.
Yeah, the range advantage and the area damage that the Karma can put down is going to help push that wave quite nicely if she wants to, but it is also very nice. The root, like we just seen coming down onto Rookie, there is already a CS advantage over to Yagao and a level advantage as well. So Karma should be fairly safe in this mid lane, but does have to be careful in case Leon decides to stop by. Overextending could be a bit of a death threat. You have no actual blinks or dashes on the Karma. You have to rely entirely on your shields, your slows, and your speed ups to try and get you out of danger, which is very difficult when you have two high damage attack carries, such as the Akali and the Jarvan, potentially looking to put you down.
Indeed, and we're going to see Kanavi and Leon meet each other in the jungle here. Unfortunately, Leon doesn't have much in the way of mana, so doesn't really want to go for this fight, and Kanavi will pick up this wolf camp and head straight onto that blue.
That's going to be a lot of information bought for JD Gaming here. They know now that Leon was heading towards the top side of the map. They're going to be able to take all of his jungle away on the bottom side and allow a lot of room for the bot lane to push up. You can see on the mini map already, they are starting to push in. They are starting to take this aggressive stance in the lane, knowing that they have the support from Kanavi. He is able to steal the jungle away and leaving the wolf camp there, so it won't be resetting and respawning. But Leon started to path towards topside, gonna take this Rift Scuttle instead for a bit more of an advantage early.
Indeed, and I really like the fact that Kanavi pushed Leon out of his jungle and got aggressive early, forced the split jungles, split sides of the map. So gonna put the onus on the bot side, his bot side, to do the work here. Give Zoom a lot less fewer resources, and from there try and funnel something into maybe Yao or towards Imp and Lamau with this Fiddlesticks support, which I still don't feel particularly great about, but that harass can come down and really brutalize Jackie Love if he's not careful.
I think Fiddlesticks makes up for some of the weaknesses that Kai'Sa is going to have in this lane. In terms of range of ADCs, Kai'Sa is fairly close range, especially compared to the poke that Jackie Love is going to be able to put down on this Ezreal. So having to step up to farm the wave to try and take any of these skirmishes against the Nautilus is very, very scary. So having the longer range engage potential, and like we saw there, the longer range poke from the Fiddlesticks makes it a lot safer for this Kai'Sa. Under the turret there, Jackie Love was moving forwards, Baolan was stepping forwards for an engage there, but Mal able to get the fear down and immediately stop that engage in its tracks. So I think that's why the Fiddlesticks has been picked up here, but the Shy getting aggressive on the top side, taking a tower shot, but Zoom very far pushed under his tower is starting to struggle in this top side, it appears.
Indeed he is. I mean, he is down CS early in this matchup. He's trading across the map again, as we highlighted before. It is now Imp, the one with the advantage. Not as significant as the Shy has, but still, well, sorry, actually similar as significance to what the Shy has now. But it is trying to put this pressure and put the power towards the Dragon early, and I think that's what you want to do if you are Kanavi here.
Unfortunately for JD Gaming, though, we're putting all this attention towards the bot side of the map, and it is only a Cloud Drake for them. It's not the most impactful dragon in the game. It would have been nice for them if it was an Infernal or a Mountain Drake to give them some extra damage against champions or against objectives, but that Cloud Drake isn't going to be a massive point of contention, so I think Invictus Gaming will be fairly happy ceding control around this Dragon Pit, because they're not going to lose out too much if JD Gaming do decide to go and take that objective. And all the while, Leon is able to move around the map in other areas, exert his pressure to other instances, but Rookie could be caught out here if he stays too far forward. Does have the level 6 over Agao currently if he wants to go in, but Kanavi is nearby.
So is Leon. Leon is coming up here. Kanavi sees him as he tries to move on in. The red ward will spot him out. And Kanavi decides, to be fair, for a better judgment, to back off. Doesn't want to have to go in here, especially because Baolan was waiting right here. Will actually face check right into that into Kindred. And the Fiddlesticks here. The fight is breaking out. The hook goes around to Kanavi. A lot of damage going down. Rookie does actually go down first. A lot of damage coming out from Kanavi there to finish him off. The Ignite was down, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. Baolan is trying to escape here and will finally get that hook, but it's going to get rooted and most likely going to go down here.
Karma is a monster in these fights. Both of those kills were secured because of Yagal's root. Although Kali dipped into that shroud and was hidden from view, the root still connects, providing she is in range. So Rookie forced to try and make a play, forced to try and get that execute down, but didn't quite have the damage, was picked off, and in the end, Baolan trying desperately to run away from Yagao as well, and again, just slowed to death, not able to escape from this Karma. That is a kill and an assist her way, and it all comes back off this rather careless play from Baolan, trying to step too far forwards to get some vision. He thought he had the support of his jungle and mid lane, but it was a 3 versus 3. Rookie didn't have quite enough health. Kanavi just manages to escape there. So Invictus Gaming don't even get the return kill on that instance. So very favoured for JD Gaming in that instance. They are going to be very, very happy with those kills and assists over to the mid and bot side of the map.
Yeah, they also take the TP off of Rookie there, forcing him to use it to try and catch the farm. He is now rotating, putting some pressure down to keep Leon in control of this top side of the map, which is quite good actually, because the Shy currently has a TP advantage, is up about 15 CS, in a really good spot actually, in comparison to the rest of his team, who are either down a kill, down a bit of CS. It feels a little bit awkward, but the Shy still being this beacon of hope for the team, and they want to be playing around him.
Yeah, the only problem for Invictus Gaming in that regard is it is very difficult to gank a Gnar. You have to time it perfectly around the Mega Gnar, otherwise all of a sudden he transforms, gets a burst of health, and he gets a lot of CC to lock you under that turret. So a very difficult prospect, and it's going to be difficult for the Shy to have a huge amount of kill pressure onto Zoom because of Gnar's range and his mobility. As long as he keeps that hop on cooldown, he can always jump away and get out of dodge. So the Shy gonna have a nice time pushing this lane, and he's keeping the farm nice and steady in his favor, but actually getting solid damage onto the turret or looking for a kill, not going to be the best position. And we're starting to see Jackie Love is falling significantly behind now, about 10-13 CS behind, has picked up the Sheen first item, so that poke is all the more potent, trying to just farm at range safely. But no tower plates have gone down either so far. Only this one in the bot lane for the side of Invictus Gaming, and JD weren't able to capitalize on the gold. They were backing off from that, so it will be wasted. Now, again, pathing towards the mid lane. It looks like we might be going for an early Rift Herald, but the Shy could be caught out here. Hasn't got vision of these members.
Yeah, no, the Shy, surrounded by 4 members of JDG, walks into their jungle, will almost certainly be going down here, and Leon just watches from the wings and goes, there's nothing I can do about that.
This is the second time this game that Invictus Gaming have lost members because of aggressive warding. They've tried to step forward and get deep vision, get that information, but it has cost them lives of the players. Not really a price you want to pay for placing down vision, but they do have that ward on the top side of the map now. They might be able to try and catch Kanavi out if they want to, but he now does have the warrior enchantment, so will be doing quite a lot of damage. Gone for the red smite as well, so in 1v1 duels will be a potent threat. And the Lamb's Respite is always available as well. So a lot of options for JD Gaming to actually respond to that, especially since they do have Yagal's teleport back up and ready in case these fights do break up around the map.
Indeed they do, and the Shy still has his up, but hasn't used it while they have the advantage onto Zoom. So not using that pressure correctly, and now dies alone in the jungle. Huge mistakes honestly coming out. Kanavi is soloing this Drake as Leon and Jackie Love just watch in awe. They cannot step up, unfortunately, because of the pressure from the rest of JDG.
You saw how mid and bot collapsed inwards, supporting their jungler. They did not want Kanavi to be under any sort of threat at all, and Invictus Gaming just forced to back away. Now, like we said earlier, it is just a Cloud Drake, so they won't feel too bad about losing that objective, but still, it's another small advantage going to be going over to JD Gaming. It's going to let this Kindred rotate faster, get around the map more, which for a Kindred does actually provide her quite a lot of benefit, because she has the unique mechanic of trying to get these stacks, trying to increase her range and her attack speed, and the faster she can move around the map, rotate to these, and move before Leanne, gives her a better chance of actually getting these and increasing her power as the game goes on. So it's not a massive objective to lose, but it's certainly a nice little thing for JD Gaming to have as well.
Yeah, it certainly does help. And They've been trying to set up vision around the bot side river so that they can abuse it because they have the priority in the bot lane. The Shy goes aggressive, but actually is the one to take more damage. We see a couple of pings going down to bot as Leon does take this Rift Herald, looking to potentially try and stall them. There's nothing really that you can take if you're JDG, so they are at least somewhat tangentially aware that there's a possibility of the Rift Herald, and they are rotating players back up to do this, potentially taking it themselves.
Mao was caught out on that ward there as he crossed across mid lane. So Leon backs off, suspects that Kanavi will be coming up to this Rift Herald with support from his bot lane support as well. So decides to back away, ceding this objective. But this is another part of the map that Invictus Gaming are just having to sacrifice. They don't feel comfortable to try and fight this. The Spear over Wall will give a little bit of vision, but unless it's feeling very brave, Leon will not want to support this. Oh, use the flag and drag will have to flash if he wants to get out.
Yeah, big mistake. You don't want to be inside that Cataclysm with a Mega Nut. Did lead to his death almost instantaneously, and IG just looking far too overzealous here, getting caught out all across the map. And we see JDG using that vision. I was talking about the vision in the bot side river, using that to rotate all the way up with their support, leaving Imp alone in the bot lane and getting 3 members onto that Rift Herald, which they then instantly used alongside their top side member to get very aggressive. And now, we were talking about that TP advantage that IG had. It's now no longer there. Every TP is back up.
Yeah, and this could be an opportunity for JD Gaming to get a lot of gold. These tower plates will come crashing down already. The Rift Herald is still hitting it, but they won't manage to get any more. Shelly will go down, but that's a lot of gold into the pockets of JD Gaming there. 3 members benefit from us, so not a massive injection into a single carry, just a nice spread across the board. And to be honest, that's what JD Gaming wants right now. They don't want to be trying to funnel all of the gold onto one person, because Invictus Gaming do still have a very strong pick-based composition. If they find a member isolated, there is a lot of potential to burst them down quickly. So having this gold spread out across multiple members, multiple strong champions on your team is going to benefit JD Gaming a lot more, rather than risking the key carry getting blown up at the start of the fight or before a big objective.
The issue is they're trying to step around this bot side, and they're not able to really get in on anyone, especially because then Kanavi is sitting here, still has Lamb's Respite. It's going to be very difficult to actually get that pick onto the jungler, who's the person you're most expecting to catch out there. They are now looking to put pressure towards this bot tower, but they can't do too much because they don't have a lot of vision they don't have vision on Kanavi. They know that they were around this area, so they have to respect that.
And it gets a very scary situation when you don't know where this Kindred is. She has a lot of mobility, she has a ranged advantage over Jarvan, so as long as she doesn't get engaged on with that Cataclysm or some form of CC that can blow her up instantly, she is going to be a constant threat, able to kite backwards or then run you down, especially with the slows coming in when she has a red buff, and support from Fiddlesticks as well. Mao just seems to be following Kanavi all around the map, and the CC that Fiddlesticks can put out, as well as the damage from the Kindred, makes a very scary duo if you are trying to escape. It looks like we could be setting up for a potential dive here. Maolan has just retreated, so Jackie Love is isolated here. Kanavi going in.
Yeah, flashes forward. The cleanse is there, but it doesn't even matter as Jackie Love gets hunted by the Hunter of Kanavi here on this Kindred, looking very, very strong so far alongside their rotating duo of Mao. They take the first tower in the bot lane, and they still have so much damage onto this mid lane. They can put a lot of pressure down. Yagao, under pressure here, will flash out of the Cataclysm, will just about go down, but Rookie taking a lot of damage in response will escape as well. Balan has to flash over that wall there, and Leon getting chased by Imp here and hunted down. Again, now we have so many members of JDG towards this mid lane, they might want to look to push it out and take this mid tower, which is already so weak.
A nice play by Invictus Gaming on the mid lane. They looked for the counterpunch, trying to find a kill back. They found it onto Yagao, but the collapse from JD Gaming was simply too much. Imp managed to get in with the TP and cut down Leon, and now they have a man advantage in the mid lane, getting more and more damage onto this tower, and it was just more kills picked up by JD Gaming. Down in the bot lane, if we start off with that dive, Baolan retreated, and then Jackie Love used both of his summoners, Flash and the Cleanse, to try and escape from the fight, but was still taken down. Yagao now was a little bit dangerous here. The rookie was around and Leon was waiting in the wings as well. So rookie goes in, the Cataclysm, a nice flash out, but won't be quite enough. Draws a lot of time though. Leon has to overextend deep under that tower. Imp TPs in time and manages to get the kill to secure himself some more gold. So although Yagal went down, he managed to buy enough time and drag Invictus Gaming members so deep under their own towers that the kill was returned. And overall, an advantageous play over to JD Gaming because no damage was able to be put down on their mid tower, whereas they managed to take some more chips out of Invictus's tier 1.
Something I really want to highlight, it's a little micro play, but the reason that Leon actually died there was because he tried to flag and drag over the wall of the back of the Wolves Pit, but because of the way that if you tried to place an object inside a wall, it moved the flag outside of the wall and took it so far that you couldn't hit the Q onto it and therefore get the flag and drag and escape from that.
Ah, I see. I was wondering why he didn't quite connect it there. I thought he might just have been out of range, and that is why. Good spot there, Rook. But now we have a fight brewing. JD Gaming are looking to pressure this mid lane further. They've taken the tier 1, opening the map up for themselves a little bit, and they have a lot of poke throwing down. Megadar is throwing those icicles, and the Karma is poking forwards as well. Invictus Gaming definitely feel like they're on the back foot here. About 4K goal behind at 18 minutes, 5 kill disadvantage, and they are down 2 towers. They haven't managed to find themselves any big advantage around the map. Everything been going the way of JD Gaming so far.
Indeed it has, and it's been very difficult. Every time IG have tried to make those picks, we've seen rotates from JDG. But the other issue is that IG have been trying to force the way that their comp works. So that what they need to make their comp work is a lot of vision, because you want to be able to try and pick people off in the jungle. They've been trying to push it into JDG's half, and not respecting the fact that JDG are, first of all, stronger than them after that initial kill, and second of all, have way more members on their own half, funnily enough.
There's a lot more mobility on JDG as well, and it's going to be used again as the shy 1v4 tower dive.
Yeah, there's not much you can really do here. We see Zoom get trapped down on the bottom by the Cataclysm, but he's going to pick up Leon in response, and also Baolan. A terrible tower dive here from IG as they lose 3 members to 1 across the map. They're going to lose extra towers as well as they lose top tier 2 most likely, trading for top tier 1, which is not exactly worth.
And this is exactly what I mentioned earlier on, Rook. I was saying about how difficult it actually was to try and gank an R, because if you miss time that transformation, all of the CC will cut you down. And we saw it in action there. We skipped down the bot lane thinking that Zoom was dead in the water, but he managed to transform and picked up a double kill for himself, making that a huge misplay by IG. They simply got taken to pieces across the map. 2 towers in the top lane, a kill, and a double kill on the bot lane. They got all of the resources there, and they only lost Zoom in return.
Yeah, and so much, as you say, invested. And the issue is I mean, this wouldn't have mattered here because obviously they were against the wall, but the Cataclysm against Zoom is just fraught with danger. It can lead to so many unnecessary deaths. You need to be careful when using this Cataclysm as Leon in this game, because there are just so many ways that it can get countered. You can see the Lamb's Respite also come in. You can see Yagal get an obscene amount of splash damage. You can have Lava Mao pop their ultimate into it, and also the bounces from the Crow. There are so many things here which stop Leon from getting in so aggressively.
And as well as all of these answers that JD Gaming have to the Cataclysm, it's also worth pointing out that Invictus Gaming have been making quite a lot of mistakes this game. We saw in that replay just then, the reason Baolan died was he was trying to tank the tower for as long as possible for his jungle and mid to dive Zoom, but he misjudged it and took 1 too many shots, leading to his rather unnecessary death there. That was what contributed to the double kill for Zoom there, and this is on top of, like we saw earlier, Lion diving over aggressively into the Baron pit to try and take out that Herald when they had no vision, when it had already gone down. This game has been a plague of errors from Invictus Gaming, and they might be making another here.
The Shy face checks into 4 members of the opposing team will just about survive due to the Lamb's Respite. Same can be said for Kanavi, but so many members, Leon getting locked up. Again, JDG pick up 2 kills. They do lose their fiddlesticks here, but at what cost as they pick up 3, maybe 4 members, depending on if that rock hits. No, it doesn't, but 3 members go down for IG. JDG again taking control of this game after a number of mistakes from IG.
The battle of the team compositions and the playstyles. We talked about how IG were wanting to play this pick-based composition, looking for the isolated members and the smaller skirmishes. JDG, on the other hand, wanting to go for his front-to-back team fights. IG thought they found Mao. They thought he was alone in that jungle, but immediately the 5-man collapse comes through, rips through their team, and leads to a 4-man Baron. Invictus Gaming left to simply look on as these objectives are taken from them, and they are at a massive disadvantage now. 7.5k gold behind, and with 4 members having Baron, JD Gaming will definitely have their eyes set on the base.
Indeed they will. I mean, if we're going into the base, potentially that assumes that IG will no longer be able to face check, and I don't know, that's a pretty good win condition for them, as they've just been making so many mistakes, walking into places where they don't have vision to try and obtain it, and just, this is the result. We see it right here. Rookie goes down, Jackie Love barely escapes with life, same can be said for Leon, and it's just a comedy of errors, really, from IG, from a team who we believed to be, very individually skilled. And for example, we saw Baolan fail that tower dive earlier, not something we expected from the international scene, where we've seen IG play so fantastically, and also just giving up vision, trying to get vision and getting punished hard for it.
And all of a sudden, the game feels so heavily weighted in JD Gaming's favour. They've been on the forefront the entire time. They've had the advantage, but never before has it felt so one-sided. All of these fights now are going more and more their way every single time, and it feels like none of Invictus Gaming's conditions for them getting a foothold in this game have come through. The early game aggression of the Jarvan was not there if JD Gaming responded every single time. Rookie has not been able to pop off and outclass Yagao in the mid lane, not able to find a single kill so far this game, and the Shy, sitting at 0-3 in this top lane, has made nothing with the early advantages we saw him have in lane, as another big engage from JD.
Yeah, Crowstorm comes in from Lamau. There's no way you can survive that as Leon. The focus goes on to them, and they are destroyed in an instant. Pressure towards this mid tower isn't really going to amount to a huge amount, because IG are ready for it, and they have all 4 members here. They move back towards that split pushing, maybe the 1-3-1, maybe the 1-4. I feel like they have a big opportunity to just push on in, but instead they're using these waves to take away members. Now Lashai was pulled away, and a perfect opportunity for JDG to move on towards this inhibitor and just continue to take anything they want, as Baolan gets very low. Rookie trying to get the engage back onto Kanavi, but just can't find it.
Yeah, Kanavi just able to kite away there, has the safety of Yagao behind him, knowing that there are those shields and those speed boosts to get him out of dodge, feeling like he can play aggressively forwards. TP is going to come in from Imp, getting back into this fight. Just picked up the Infinity Edge, so this is a free item Kai'Sa now, hitting that power spike lovely as they go into the base. This could be the fight.
The Shy moves too far forward yet again. We see the Lambs Spike to save Leian, but there is the beautiful Mega Gnar from Zoom to take players out of that Lambs Spike and leave them with only Jackie Love left on the board. We see Mao attempt to get on in there with the Growstorm, unable to actually find it. Gets relatively low, but JDG should be finishing out this game now. Just walks away, and Jackie Love cannot do a thing. Both Nexus towers go down, and JDG are going to take this game in 25 minutes. A beautiful game from them so far, and IG looking like rookies.
If IG are going to want to come back swinging for the rest of this series, they are going to have to tighten up some of these errors. JD Gaming simply outclassed them in every single lane there. Even the places where we said in draft that Invictus Gaming will have a bit of an advantage, they'll be able to have the tools to work with and try and make things happen. JD Gaming had a response every single time, all of the members committing to these fights exactly where they needed. It never felt like they were overreaching for anything, and simply taking Invictus Gaming to pieces in that first game. Very competent performance, and very much looking forward to what we see from the rest of the series from these teams.
Indeed we will. We are going to go to a quick break, and then we'll come back for Game 2.